Smack tonight. So far their season is 0-3. They've scored a total of 20 points over the season so far. Last week they lost to Parkwood 35-14. I'm gonna throw this up to McAteer to give the keys to victory.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome into Monroe Baseball for tonight's big game. That young lady you just saw on your screen there is the RedHawks Broadcasting Club's uh, program director, young Jasmine Davis. She has been with the club for a little over a year now. She also won the gold medal at the Skills USA competition in the spring of this year. Joining me tonight is young Brandon Hoggins. He also finished in the top 10 in the state when it came to that competition. Brandon, from the next level tonight, seeing how many I'm looking forward to seeing you.
No, please. Yeah, you're meant to do your thing.
So, it's probably a bit of a guess. Last year, when these two teams played, East Met lost by 70. Uh, so far this year, they've only scored a total of 20 points in the first 3 games. And last week, they played a rival of Monroe's, Parkwood, and Parkwood beat them 35-14. So it says a lot for a team to be coming into tonight. 3 games on the season, and 14 of your 20 points scored all year came last week. So you'll be interested to see what East Mac can come up with for the RedHawks tonight. Let me get into some of the keys for victory for this. And like we said, this is a matchup that we saw last year. For East Mech, it's going to be to control the clock because Monroe can score quickly whenever they have the ball. So, in a sense, the less time that they have the ball, better your chances are to get the win, as well as force some key turnovers on this offense. You got to keep them on the field, so the defense has to play lights out, and then the defense has to come up with those plays to get the ball back to their offense. For Monroe, it's going to come down to what we said all year last year, really, and what has continued to be the key for them this year: explosive plays and forcing takeaways, because this team can score at any point on the field at any given time. Uh, earlier this year, last week, excuse me, we played Rocky River, and Namir Kendall, who was featured early on, wasn't really featured as much in that game, but he is still the team's leading scorer with 4 total touchdowns, as well as their leading rusher on the year, averaging 141 yards per game. Also, can't forget about Jordan Young, the Big 22 winner last year, and he is still in the running for it this year. And voting is live now. If you go onto the MonroeAthleticZone.com, I'm fairly certain that you will find the link for it there. If not, you can find it on the Athletics Instagram at Monroe Athletic Zone on Instagram. And Brandon, do me a favor. How about you introduce everybody to all the other students we got here today? We've seen James. We've heard from you for a moment. Let everybody else know how many students we have that go to Monroe High School that are working the show tonight.
Over on the mobile camera, we can Junior Christian. Senior Jared Rivera.
So they are currently going through, and I believe they're introducing the captains for tonight's matchup. Real quick, in case it hasn't been blatantly obvious to you so far, everything that you see and some of the voices that you hear on this broadcast tonight, the proud middle high school students, we are the Red Hawk Broadcasting Club. We are Union County's only student-ran broadcast team. We started this last year and we've expanded our crew. We've got more cameras, we've got more bodies, we've got more everything. And the first couple of weeks of the season have definitely been a learning curve for us, but we are still working through all the bugs, trying to fix all the fixes. And ladies and gentlemen, we are about to play you the national anthem courtesy of Monroe High School's Red Storm Marching Band.
Welcome back.
Before we take the national anthem, real quick, want to give a shout out to our director from last year for these shows, Allison Diaz. She is splitting time between multiple organizations. This year, she is on our dance team in the front there, and we're going to let's go back to the Red Storm Marching Band for the national anthem. So as the band and the Red Storm start to move towards the end zone, to get set up for the RedHawks to take the field and bust through the banner, we're going to get a look across the field. We see their captains walking towards midfield. The officials, white hat coming in on this side. Some of the captains for East Meck. Number 2, Zaylen Barnes. Number 14, John Crowder. Number 11, Chase Story. And I believe number 3 as well, James Bailey, are the captains for the visiting East Meck Eagles. The captains for Monroe tonight, number 51, that is Redazion Richardson. Number 1, Kagan Chambers, and number 52, Jesus Harquin. Jesus, a two-sport athlete. He plays football as well as wrestles here for Monroe High. Was very close to winning state. I believe he was the runner-up for his weight class last year. So, Brandon, before we get this coin toss underway, quick question for you: with all the changes of plans, with this impending weather and everything else we've had to change today around homecoming and around this game, got any predictions for any upsets on who might win something tonight for homecoming? Just tell me a little bit about Uzi Hernandez as we figure out who's won this coin toss here. So you heard it here first. Monroe won the toss and they elected to defer to the second half. So East Meck will start off first on offense tonight. As the captains run off the field, they're going to get set up to bust through that tunnel. Through the banner, number 17, once again, Keon Clyburn, the junior defensive back, in front of that banner. Going to bring the RedHawks out. Again, we appreciate everyone tuning in tonight. We appreciate you supporting these students. And here come the RedHawks. The big backed up by Keon Clyburn. So for us in the RBC, folks, the beginning of this season has been an absolute sprint to start off with. Last year we had one home game and then we were off for 3 weeks before returning home to play Porter Ridge in week 4. This year, the schedule flip-flop. We were away for the first week, and then we've had 3 back-to-back-to-back home games. And looking at our schedule, that is what made administrators decide that tonight, based on the amount of home games we have left, competition, that is why tonight has been declared homecoming. Number 27, Carlos Flores, is set to kick this thing away from the road. I believe. Once I can see the numbers, I believe one of them is number 2, Zaylen Rumors. Marlins kicks this thing away, and it is off the hands of number 14. He's not going to do that correctly. One, that's John Crowder, and Crowder's going to get wrecked. Not the way you want to start off in a hostile environment. East Meck takes over first and 10 at the time. So, Brandon, you kind of predicted a fast start earlier tonight with the score predictions. Looks like you might get your wish here, starting it way back in their own side of the field here. This bag's going to line up. Get the shotgun. Running back offset to the far side. 2 receivers to the left. Handoff goes to number 5, but he's going to be tackled behind the line by Yoel DeLeon, number 20. He was in the running. Wanted, but he was in the running for Server Football Player of the Week. Last week he had led the team, 3 sacks, multiple tackles for loss, and that production continues here tonight so far. It'll be a 2nd and 13. Handoff again, but there is a whistle blown. It is a false start called against the offense and back them up half the distance. But when you're already at the 2, you can't go much further back. So they're going to back this thing up to the 1-yard line now. Really, really, really not where you want to be for this opposing offense in the Eagles tonight. So it'll be 2nd and 14 after the penalty. Let's see if they attempt that. I believe it was going to be a jet sweep. The receiver from the far side coming in motion. And another pre-snap penalty. Delay a game against the offense. I would say that's a half the distance and replay the down, but we're already at the 1, so they are East Meck is really shooting themselves in the foot right now in this first drive, Brandon. Right, to get out of the end zone, and outside and where we got that outside the end zone. They didn't get a quick third down now. Hey, Brandon, give me some wisdom here. Last time we almost had a safety. They gotta get it this time.
I'm not sure. It's looking like it. It's not looking too good for East Meck right now. I believe the RedHawks have it here right now.
was a penalty flag down, unfortunately. This man gets a little breathing room. They try to rush this game right back to where the time started at 5, so it'll be a 7. Again, still way back in their own side of the field. Quarterback is in the end zone in the same. Here it is, moving back. Back. This game against it. It's a
That was a nasty touchdown. That was, East Mac was just really hoping to get that ball away, and it was immediately intercepted by Quay Knots. But that's just the type of plays you like to see from the RedHawks.
big, big, big. This week, this makes the receiver. Receiver is doing something around 20 minutes, but it's and but every time I hear the like never ever you do not make that why not? Never took the hits, kept dropping into deep positions, snags it for his second pick six of the season. And now he's going to hold the ball for this extra kick. Extra kick. Here's the snap. The kick is up. It is brilliant. Nice. The accused of really great Brandon. I talked about explosive plays, explosive tech plays, Formula One. What crazy is, you see necessarily thinking about the offense. The defense just had first swing at it and they took from the minute. When we keep going, again, next year, Manu, ripped through and survived on big plays, explosive plays, turnovers. So far, it's been the same story here. What we have to see is as the season progresses, to see if that continues to be the main story for Monroe. As Carlos Flores set to kick this ball off again, back deep to return again is John Crowder in 14 and number 2. This time Crowder went straight to his hands. Get a chance to and will be a first and 10 for East Meck. They're going to mark this down. Very treat tonight during halftime. We're going to take our headsets off. We're going to step away, but we're going to give you a wide shot covering all of the homecoming festivities here tonight. And Jasmine and Brandon will double tag team a interview. And we play as with number 52, Jesus. And you. Tonight, both of you. East Mac getting the call from the sideline here. It's not going to happen this year. We're going to happen next year, but there is some. I'm just going around that the high school game here in North Carolina will have some in-helmet communication devices soon. Probably working out the legalities of it quarterback's going to roll out from front side. Front across the space. He goes deep on the first three. More behind him. Player of the year last year. Ran one. He's a three. Told him this season. It's the coming one. So, what's this? 216 games East Meck. The offense is John Field. He brings the key in it. And he bangs his man. He had that pick six last time. He's back there taking your time, buddy. Jay Nuts looking to make a impact again here on this kick return, I'm sure.
And I believe he will make it. Quaint Knotts has shown time and time again what a reliable and effective member of the team he is.
He's not as fast as Zach Milton was last year, but he is still that lightning and ball playmaker when Monroe needs a play. Here comes the point. It is a smash. Good morning, man. Quite not seeing it for the fair catch. And he's going to down it. Monroe will have it first and 10 in the state. So, with 3 minutes, really goes. By senior quarterback Kagan Chambers. Kagan transferred in from another school last year. Was his first year with us. Really effective, dual threat quarterback. Likes to run the ball a little bit more, but now he's been in the head coach Tony Sun system for a year. He's had a full season of training with the guys, and he has improved in the passing game since last year. Let's see what poison Monroe picks here on this first drive.
And I'll tell you about Kagan Chambers. Not only is he one of our best football players, real determined guy, but a real genius in the classroom as well, real academic weapon, as some might say.
Pass, he finds me for the money. He's not a play. Mississippi. It's down. Real easy pitch and catch. First down. Guy that I'm waiting to see, Brandon, coming to play here. For the lead. 4 touchdowns. He leads the team with 4 touchdowns. And he's averaging 141 yards per game. The craziest thing is, he didn't even really play much last week. So this little rotation they have is the American gets the handoff. He reaches the line, the safety, he make a tackle. 65 minutes.
And just like I was saying earlier, an amazing, beautiful play from the RedHawks.
Going on, Namir Sinovi leads the team to in the year 9. He's down here, and like I was saying, he's playing above it, saying, games.
Since that is completely wrong. I tried to track something along this road. I can't say that I suggest if you can maybe pay attention to something just send tips that will whatever team in this investor.
Hang on. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to just have the whole thing. For his second attempt of the night, and it is good. Carlos Flores getting ready to kick this ball away, but we have a meeting of the minds here by the officials. I'm not totally sure what's going on down there. No, they're going to jog around and get in position for everybody. Carlos Flores is now going to kick this ball away. Now the official final came and gave him the ball. Once again, it looks like Zaylen Barnes and John Crowder will be the team picking up. We are used to having the name Crowder. They said in the stadium that the continue. This time he's still going his best. It's here, the other side of the field. The other side of the opening there, but then Knots in on that tackle that time. So East Meck, the Eagles will have that first again at the 28-yard line. Bottom of your screen here that you're seeing live on the NFHS network. Way Knox had his name called a couple times tonight. The pick six leads the team in pick sixes with his second on the year, his third interception on the year. Here's a snap, screen pass, and there was some miscommunication there between the quarterback and number 9 at that time. Players listed at number 9. James Bailey, the quarterback, inaccurate on that throw. Here's the snap, short run that team. Put the little 7 at time. He's back up good time. 100 pound. Here line up, going back offset the fourth time. Snares out the finger, got to test way knots again. That pass has been falling completely intended for one. The puddle is hiding that here. It's not on. And making a contract and right way for falling the thing. It's not the ball away again. Get to the way. He's got to go out of bounds. Like, you know, this is the rest of the season there. But I wrote, we've got a first and 10. But he's back in the snap. Get your chance. The last thing they did is they completed 2 to 10. 5. Second and 10 again. Handoff. Someone's around. And that's how you if you cannot be, they it gets enough of the time to do standards. It'll be another first and 10 and way down to appears to be the 12-yard line. All right, Brandon. Here's the situation. Had a long run in last time. Is Braden Smith going to bust through? He falls behind the blockers, gets a good solid gain, gets down to 5, but he loses his helmet, so he'll have to step off a field play. James Bailey coming up with a big hit to the night. Braden's coming off. And number 21 from the roll, Jamie Sheeran checks in to the game. Also in the offensive huddle right now.
This is looking like a very uncomfortable spot for East Meck, but I believe the RedHawks have him right where they want him. I believe right after this play, the RedHawks will be able to sink it right into that end zone.
Spins away from the win, and I tell you what, man, he does a really good job of keeping his feet moving. East Meck finally swung to and stop him. There is a penalty flag on the far side, so we'll see what the call is. The officials are looking towards East Meck's coach, so I am assuming it's going to go against Monroe. There's a false start called against Monroe, and it'll back about 5 yards. Will decline the penalty. If you're trying to in a situation like that, yes, you back them up from the first down marker, but when you're so close and compacted in the end zone, it's easier for the defense because they don't have as much surface area they have to play with. So we'll see if they gamble to decline that penalty pays off. All these blockers dragging a couple. Well, the first eagle there, and it's finally dragged down, so you a fourth down and 9. Touchdown here. Out of the gun, 2 receivers to the left, stack double barrel over under here on the near side. Hand off to Kendall again. Let's go. We're going to Kendall. Mary to the spot of really left. Seen really like to find Nick Crosby. And he made the most of his opportunities, kind of turning into a 3-headed monster in the backfield at times with him, Zion Lindsay, and Zach Melton. And Namir Kendall has done an excellent job of taking over and taking advantage of his opportunities this season as well. His snap, the kick is up from the hammer. And it is good. Here. 3-1, over East Met. Now, announcement out of the way. North Carolina, when a team takes the lead by 42, the second half is a continuous clock. And ladies and gentlemen, very quickly here, we are halfway there already.
And I know we're all the way up here in the press box, but just by looking at the East Meck players, you can tell they're upset, they're frustrated, they don't want the RedHawks to get another touchdown. But I don't believe there's much they can do about it.
It's spooky business for a team like this. Obviously, limited success last year, limited success this year. They did not have a JV football team this year. Um, number 11, Warriors got locked that time by Jeremiah Lindsay, actually hit by him. So East Meck will keep the ball 4th and 10 from the 3-yard line. But going back to what you're talking about, Brandon, limited success last year, limited success this year. They did not have a JV team. So really, you're looking at a team that is kind of down and out. And you need to see it through. And I think the real test for teams like this and teams that run into this situation is how do you respond to all that adversity? Adversity is nothing more than change. I've heard it my entire playing career and even in regular life. Snap, handoff, met in the backfield that time, gets again. The first look there, Jesus, guilty. He puts it through the line and anybody who is interested in the plays in the trenches, you're going to hear this. Wrestling teaches you a lot about leverage and manipulating opponents' body weight and not leveraging them to be able to move around and make plays. Jesus Marquin, from his nose guard position that time, able to play in the backfield, 2nd and 13. Really on the carry. Usually Craig makes the tackle that time. It is still behind the original line of scrimmage. It is a 3rd down and 12. Correction, 3rd down and 11 for East Meck. Dangerous thing about Monroe, their defense plays really, really, really disciplined football. There's never just one Red Hawk in there to make a tackle. There's 2 or 3 or 4. Up in the middle, we've seen packs of 5 come in and dive bomb and gobble up the runner in the backfield. Sir Sims near side, just a minute, he's sacked by a guy, and Bijan uses his hand as a penalty carrying the play. So, somebody can see the offense. Let's see what the white hat says here. Holding ball against the offense, and it is 39. Exactly what I hope about back now, Brandon.
Tell me.
When Redeshawn made that sack, he did not have his helmet on. That was really season. Would not do his helmet on and make him flip. Because somebody ripped it. Risky business for the punter here in his own end zone. A bad snap could lead to a safety. It's a good one. The kick of the way. It is angled out of bounds. Sound strategy here by East Met. They kind of know who the playmakers are here for Monroe. It's always smart to keep it out of their hands. They see number 2, they see number 6 back there. I would rather hit the coach on the sideline every time rather than give it in their hands and put another touchdown on the board.
You know, it's not looking too great for East Meck. They're in a real bad spot right now. I think for them, the name of the game is trying to keep a level head amongst the whole team and really just paying attention to what players to go after.
Definitely in games like this, it's really easy when they get one-sided. They go tries. It happens every time. So for East Meck, like you said, Brady, you want to keep a level head. You don't want your emotions to get the better of you. Three receivers left side. He sent take the hand off to Braden Smith. Kagan and he went to his name. And he's since that he was there. So it'll bring up a second and long for Monroe, a second and 18 to be exact. And I believe, yep, Monroe is going to let the clock run out here in the first quarter. So switch field position here. How I have a move here. It's not the first here. Giving a little for this time, able to support the broadcast. The freshman princess comes down to Serenity Hill, and Mila Cabrera Gomez, and freshman prince. It's got a lot. These are points. Here's only got it wrong. It's a guaranteed spot. Not a good thing court tonight. I'm going ahead and forget like save the players here tonight.
And that will not be the first time you see only one person in a grade level running for homecoming court tonight.
Have you seen that before where somebody wins it by default since you've been here?
Oh, every year, every year.
There's seriously one every year.
At least one. I'm telling you.
So Brandon is involved with us. As I said, he was involved with the band. He's also involved in SGA. SGA did a fantastic job rolling with the punches this week with all the changes of weather. And, I believe their pregame, look back the action on the field. David Chambers rolls to his left, looking, tries to find a receiver and overthrows Jaden Finders on a go route that time. Typically, I think that is some miscommunication there on the receivers because as an offense, you don't ever really want to see multiple receivers that close to each other because obviously when you have that, all the defenders are going to be close to each other as well, and it's a lot easier ball to defend. It'll bring up a third down and 18 now. I think they can move this up a little bit. Okay. Yes, it's not. 22 last year. It's actually here this year. He's going to get it inside the 10. He'll have it at the 9, where it'll be a fourth down. A 4th and 3. Let's see. 4th and 3, and the offense is staying out there. Brandon Nahara is not going on the field. Megan Chambers is still on the field. We're going to line up. One receiver out wide. That is number 15, Makai Allen, the sophomore. Had a good season of basketball last year as a freshman. Snap. Fakes the handoff to Namir Kendall. Fakes the handoff to right side. David Chambers on the leg. He got enough for the first down. He had one man to beat for the touchdown. Number 4 for East Met. Manforth able to break down and make the tackles. David Chambers is a difficult man to wrap up in space. So with 11 minutes and ticking here in the second quarter. David Chambers, double twin set, running back, Braden Smith offset to the right. Handoff goes to Braden. He's going to get close. He's not going to quite get in the end zone, but he will get this thing down to the 1 for 2nd and goal. Looks to be that over under set on the top side. There is a whistle blown and flag on the near side. Let's see what the White Hat calls. Offside called against East Meck. You always hate to see two teams when you get this close to the end zone, regardless of who you're pulling for. When you get this close to scoring or giving up a score, penalties like that really, really put you in a bind. Obviously, for the defense, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt them as much. Handoff. Steve Smith bounces off the finger. Down. Monroe. Smith again finding the end zone. He had, I believe, he had 2 last week. Gets 1 here tonight. Monroe continues to pour it on here in the first half. That is with just over 10 minutes left to go before halftime and all the homecoming festivities.
And I'll tell you what, that was a real satisfying touchdown to watch. It was real slippery. He moved right through their defensive line. It was an amazing play.
Keeps his feet moving through contact. When that one defender bounced off, it gave him the space he needed to find the end zone. Brandon Hara on to kick the extra point. Namir Kendall coming on late for Monroe.
You know,
Brent is up. And it's good with 10:02 left. Monroe leads 28-0. You know what you got, bud.
And Brandon Nahara, you know, I've known him for a long time, a good personal friend of mine, and one of my favorite players on the team. You know what I really like about Brandon Nahara?
What's that?
You know, he's not the tallest guy on the team, not the biggest guy on the team, but you know what? He found something and he sticks with it and he knows what he's good at. And I really appreciate that in anybody.
Everybody on the team has a spot for some. And after last year, Zach Perry-Alice was a senior who came over from Piedmont and really had a void there this year. And there's been some years when I used to play against Monroe, there'd be some years they don't have a kicker. So they would always just line up for 2 because they would rather gamble and get a 2-point when they know they didn't have somebody that could kick that extra point and get them that 1. Flores kicks this away again. Goes to one of the up men as number 4 tries to make a move, but that sound, fundamental kickoff coverage team from Monroe. Again, 2, 3 RedHawks there to help wrap them up. East Meck will take over 1st and 10 here at the 29-yard line. .955. James Bailey getting the play from the side. A lot of Eagles bunched up on the line. It does not help them, though. In the backfield, Radavion Richardson. And the first Red Hawk to make contact in the backfield that time, Bryson Simpkins, number 12 for Monroe. He is a junior, 6'2", 205 pounds. He's great on a gridiron, and he's great on the hardwood in the winter for basketball. It'll be a 2nd and 20 for East Meck, so the offensive woes for the Eagles continue here in the first half. East Meck lines up 2 receivers near side. Handoff. Goes to number 4 that time. It is again 9-4. No gain on the play. So it'll be a 3rd down and 20. And I'm not sure if East Meck got scared a little bit there early on when they tried the deep ball, and that miscommunication led to a Quay Knott's pick 6. But you want to give everybody that you can in situations like this and games like this that get ugly quickly. You want to try and give them a chance to improve. Even if on the scoreboard it doesn't look like you did, it's always key to try to get your guys some experience. Let's see if they try another pass here. They will throw. Oh, snap the money. Mark, he's thinking. At home, and you may not know, ladies and gentlemen, that was a Randy Moss-esque catch, not Tamari Clark.
And, you know, Jamari Clark, not only an amazing player on the gridiron, but a real good guy when you get to know him personally. I personally have a class with him, and he's the kind of guy where if you need something, you go to him. If you don't understand something, you go to him. He's just a real reliable guy, and that's what I like about him. And you can see that even on the gridiron.
Brandon Hera, not very long to come back out there. Excellent job again by Jamari Clark. I believe last year he played kind of a nickel corner situation. He came home on a lot of blitzes. Here's snap. The kick is up. Brandon Hera again. 7:23 left in the second quarter. Miami leads 35-0. And to your credit, Brandon, you talked about him. If you need something, you go to him. You need help, you ask him. He gives it. That young man, the senior now, but that young man has played multiple positions in football. I believe they swapped around positions in basketball as well. Definitely the kind of player that you want to have, kind of that multi-use, multi-purpose guy that you can put him in different positions and he's still going to succeed.
And what I really like about that is not only can he play different positions in football, but basketball as well. You know, he's not just a football player, he's not just a basketball player, he is a bona fide athlete.
Definitely. And already completely talked about basketball, but it's always some for our athletic director, Tim Niedermeyer, because we can't really schedule a basketball season until we're through playing football because I think everyone except for one player on basketball plays football. Now, Harrah's going to kick this one away this time. Goes to the up man. That is number 20, Marcellus Massey Bryce. And he is going to get this thing down. I believe they're going to mark him just shy of the 30. East Meck will take over 1st and 10 from the 29. Nope, they will mark him at the 30. So East Meck, 3 receivers near side, if you include the tight end on the line of scrimmage. Tries to hand it off. The running back falls. We have an East Meck Eagle with a helmet gone and a big loss in the backfield. Joel DeLeon. There was a whole lot happening on that play.
As you guys just saw, that entire sequence of events looked very messy, but even throughout all the chaos, the RedHawks are still able to keep their composure and they're still able to come out victorious in that play.
2nd and 18 now. Number 32 for the Eagles had to leave the field because he lost his helmet. Here's a snap. Quick screen play, and again, some miscommunication that time between quarterback and receiver. And a RedHawk now has his helmet taken off. People need to start tightening up their chin straps. That is Patrick McLean, the junior defensive lineman, that's going to have to leave the field for a play now. here on 3rd and 18 for the Eagles. But I will say for East Meck, I'm glad that they're still trying to run and throw. Games like this are never easy for a team, but you still try to get everybody in there. Experience is key. And even in something like this, there are things to take away. Even for Monroe, when they go in and do film study, they're going to find things that they need to correct, even though the scoreboard is what it is. Low snap, quarterback looking. Almost like lead over intercepted again. That is number 17, Tyon Clyburn. Monroe. At it.
And you see, that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say East Meg need to keep their composure. You could see it on that player's face. He panics. He didn't know who to throw it to. He was trying real hard to find someone to pass it to. And that's exactly what you don't want. You want to go straight for who you need to know straight who you're going to pass it to and how far you need to throw it.
So it brings up a 4th and 18 for the Eagles. Quaynotts again. I believe it's either Quaynotts or Jaden Cottle back deep. It is Jaden Cottle. Picked up by Jordan Young. Jordan runs around a couple Eagles and is finally brought down on the play by number 27 that time, Marcus Fouché. I played with I need to go buy a lottery ticket. I played at Western Carolina with a James Fouché, and he wore number 27.
Think there might be any relation there?
Fouché he was from North Carolina, but I believe he's not near the Raleigh area. Maybe a cousin. So Monroe will take over. Trips receivers high side, one lone receiver near side. Here's the snap. Fake the handoff to Braden Smith. Kagan, one 50-50 ball. And good defensive positioning that time by the corner. East Meck, that is number 4, Patrick Nanfor. That's a difficult ball to defend, but he got that inside leverage. He was able to get his body in position to have the best chance in between the ball and Jordan Young. Ball's incomplete. It's a 2nd and 10 now for Monroe. And with the success that Monroe has had on the ground, excellent job by him to not get suckered into that play action. They are going to hand it off to Braden Smith this time. Braden still in the line. The safety. It's the other one. On the inside. Now, on the day. Braden Smith. And the total touchdown category in the run. With 4:40 left here in the first half, Monroe is about to attempt the extra point that would put us at the 42 mark. Nahara set to attempt the extra point. Quaynotts holding. Here's snap. The hold is up. The kick is good. We've hit that magic number of 42. So whenever we go and we do film study inside the class, it still blows my mind that the second half of these games, if you're watching this and you watch it back, the second half of these games, you pull that little play head to fast forward to second half, it's a quarter of the time that the entire broadcast is. That, it's not always an expectation, I would say, but it is a rarity for a Monroe football game to not have a continuous clock at some point in the second half. Marion Stokes With the tackle, they are getting to the 30 consistently. They're getting to the 30 every time on these kickoff returns. So East Meck will take over 1st and 10 from the 30, 4:31 left to go here in the first half. So once again, fans, I want to remind you at the half, we'll take the headset off. We'll get that wide shot set up nice and big so you can see all of the homecoming festivities. Jazz, who you met at the beginning of the game, she's going to come up here and give our director, Vanessa, a break. Brandon is going to go down there and he is going to interview the #1 recipient, the one that everybody talks about in homecoming. He's going to get to interview the homecoming queen here tonight. And Brandon, do you have a guess as to who that would be? Because you're a senior as well. You don't have to say who you voted for. I'm not going to put you on the spot with that, but who do you think got the honor of being the homecoming queen this year?
Who do I personally think got the honor of being the homecoming queen this year? Between our 3 picks of Kamari, Sochi, and Michelle, I gotta say I'd have to give it to Sochi. From what I understand, she has a lot of friends. She's in the band. I know a lot of people in the band would have voted for her, and that's who I personally think will end up getting the crown tonight.
These bigger organizations that we have at Monroe, the band, ROTC, it is really, really hard for one of their members to not win homecoming. So we'll catch all of that here. Just a few. Here's a snap. Handoff goes to number 25. Met in the backfield again. That is number 44 for Monroe. Deontez Williams for a big loss that time. Clock rolling 3:53 and counting. It's going to be a 2nd and 15. We're going to line up. Twin receivers near side, man in motion from the far. Cross jet sweep. And it's a pass. And it is batted down. Incomplete. Alec Flyburn with the pass breakup. I don't know if that was a designed double pass or not, but it was an excellent job by East Meck to keep for that ball carrier to keep his eyes downfield. There is a flag on the play here. We'll see what the white hat says. They're backing him up, so it went against East Meck. Looks like it's going to be a holding call because they just lost an easy 10 yards, looking at about a 30-25. And that was an ineligible receiver downfield, but it's still a loss of 10, so it'll be 3rd down and 25 for East Meck. .236 and rolling off the clock. They So the officials said to keep the clock running. It was an incomplete pass, and East Meck will line up to punt this ball away.
Now I know it's only the first half, but the way this game is looking right now, it's looking like my prediction at the beginning of the game might be correct.
Caden Conley fields it in and fly. Gives it a couple inches. And Steven Conley returns this thing all the way. You are high touchdown. You have a playmaker. One special teams from University team. He gets called up to varsity this year. And I tell you what, he is still varsity, JV, doesn't matter. He is a dangerous, dangerous guy returning a kick. Brandon Nahara is getting really familiar with this side of the field. On to attempt another extra point.
And what makes Brandon Nahara such a good kicker is much like our other athletes on the field today. Brandon Nahara is in multiple sports. Not only is on the football team, but he is a staple player on our soccer team.
So the kick is up and good. Clock continuing to roll here. 49-0 here. We are at 37 seconds left in the first half. Again, we'll step off. We'll kill our microphones here at the start of the second half. You'll hear me over the PA announcing the homecoming victors. And Brandon will go down and get a quick interview with our homecoming queen. We heard his prediction. The contestants for homecoming queen are, as you said, Sochi Morales, Amari Williams, and Michelle Marquez. So we'll see if Brandon's prediction is right for there. It looks like he's going to be right for the final score. We go into the half, ladies and gentlemen. Fans, stick around. About to see you Thanks and pound. As homecoming, as they're leaving the field, let's get a feel for what the players are like down there on the field. Jasmine Davis, take it away.
Text. I feel like it's right now.
We're going to go to a wide shot as we get little technical difficulties there with Jasmine Davis. We'll get that worked out. She's going to come on up here and she's going to take over for Vanessa directing. Brandon's going to head on down there and get with our homecoming queen when it's announced. Fans, enjoy halftime. Derek gets on there. I got to run. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start off with the freshman boy, Caesar Peru. Caesar enjoys the Airport UC program. He looks at the other teams, the best one in the world. And the best asking and get out of the ring. We're going to snap a very future. But I yell out Gomez. He enjoys learning our environment. Looks up to others. He's meeting her on the right in life. She would love to look on leadership positions. They are to see here at Monroe. Another freshman person kind of
And that's how somebody's trying to get it. Good morning, format. And Jones. Listen, it's mom. First, let's never give it up. It's always been his biggest support. Right now, tonight, anybody is influenced Mr. Sternbeck talking a lot that's brought him into unity. He did not need to succeed, and he must be known as certainly crush crack and go and lightning in the moon. So the soul goes princesses. Hey, Martina. Teacher and vacation and her first favorite, which is the band. Her biggest influence is either her mom or her mother, like first partner. And the reason she is. We remember the words supposed to be played. Oh, please find scholarship to grow up and turn us as some future of content. And finally, stop meaning speech and whatever you say, whatever finds it. Boys. Elvin Ross. I really enjoyed the opportunity and the people that he's made in Monroe High School. His biggest positive influence on he wasn't here to that someone who he were like running around and who was always up to do the task and he wanted to get Gibson. The German princesses. Jaharia Queen. Jaharia loves the supportive teacher. Yes, once into another beginning, there to serve her. Student, other kids look to say she includes this. Corey Anna. No one here is saying. She loves all the adults in her personal life. She needs us to teach every one of them. She loved to be remembered Mile High because the girl who finally got out of her shell. And there's ladies and gentlemen, candidates. So I'm telling you, three that loves the teachers, one row of mother, he was so totally interested in spending and handling. Stupid. With everyone at the investment. Loves being able to head back to local communities and personal programs. He needs to get up to his mom, but his always been there for him. You may remember it as homecoming king, but I also he's released 16 hour late on our high school. Candidate, let see, I have that. This usually loves the opportunity needs so much. The teacher, no matter what still doing, he's always there, which we know to be better, and he's really known for achieving so much just by having the right people at 16. All right. All right. What everybody cares about. Here are the homecoming candidates. So just reaching rally. So experiences and amazing exhibit skills that last only for time. Mr. Gunner is looking at another Mr. Gunner. I'm making a thing. Got to talk like little Bruce and everything. You remember that thing? People can try that and have fun. See, I got to let it go on the field. Mom, I don't get it. James, James, look at me, look at that lunch. He was sending meals. What you said? Hey, honey, come. James, you know, gonna get two people. James, that's what you got. That's what she had to take care of. Yeah, let me never taste that. He said you're gonna make sure the results. They brought it in. John got it in and brought it down here today. They done it. I ain't seen my people partner in so long. Everybody asks about it. So they say he did. She did. So you know, wait a minute. But I be all the people dead. Let's return on this level. A freshman friends. These are bruised. Freshman friends said. Success. Laurie Hannon. That's not the game. That's the game. That's the game. I say, what are you asking? Wait a minute, is that excuse me?
You on? You on? Am I good now? What are you saying to me? I don't understand. This? It's like this? Okay. How are y'all doing tonight? I'm here with our winning homecoming queen, Mari Williams. Mari, how are you feeling tonight?
Really excited and thankful for everybody that voted for me.
And this is an important night, a special night for everyone during their senior year. And I just want to know, what are you going to take away tonight when you go home? How are you going to feel at the end of the night?
Like a winner, as we are 49-0 and
Yes, folks. Round queen, Williams. Back up to the books. Oh, I just want to chilling.
chilling.
Let's jump.
End of the game.
Okay.
Get back on.
You're going to be on color commentary?
So I gotta go get up.
That seems you probably won on both of them. Other than that, pretty easy. What's it, chips to house? Welcome back into the second half. We have made a couple different changes here where everybody is. Brandon Perkins has taken over on the sideline for Jazz. Jazz is up here directing the show right now. Emily, who is on our hero shot to start the game, she is now down here running the graphics you see on screen. Bernice is taking over end zone camera duties. We got new faces all around. Still going to bring you all the action here from the second half. And Clay Knotts has busted it loose. Clay Knotts will take this thing all the way back. Red touchdown. So Monroe at the beginning of the game deferred and got the ball to start the second half, and it did not take them very long at all to score. As I said previously, folks, it is a continuous clock, so with just over 11 minutes left here, Monroe has scored again. Brandon O'Hara is set to kick the extra point. The kick is up and good. That'll bring the score 56 for Monroe. So now Carlos Flores is going to take over kicking duties for Monroe. Got used to kicking off in the first half, and those duties will continue here. Start second. And East Meck will get this ball out. And it'll be 1st and 10 for East Meck. And I believe they're going to mark them down at the 20. They are assessing some penalty yardage. So they'll move it a little bit depending on that penalty. So it'll move the ball up to the 40. Still 1st and 10 for East Meck. We got a new quarterback in the game for the Eagles. That is number 10, Zahir Wilson. Snap. Handoff goes to number 25. Met by a swarm of RedHawks in the middle. And he'll gain 5, so it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Eagles. Again, continuous clock here. As I said in the first half when Brandon was joining me up here, it's been a it's really crazy when you watch these things back and you see how little time the second half takes for our streams because of these continuous clock games. Handoff again goes to 25. He keeps his feet moving, and that'll be good for a East Meck 1st down. Stevie Bethea on the carry. Again, 1st and 10 for East Meck. So 1st and 10 now. East Meck moving the ball better than they have the entire game so far. Back-to-back 1st downs. Handoff goes again, bouncing off a couple defenders, but that swarm of RedHawks finally takes over. Tayon Clyburn in on the play, number 21 for Monroe. Also on the play, Joey Sharon and big number 78, William Watson, all combining in to make the tackle that time. Again, Monroe's defense does a very good job. They are extremely active, swarming to the football and wrapping up those defenders for losses. And just for tackles in general, it'll be a 2nd down and 7 for Monroe now. East Meck will break the huddle. Straight runs to 25 every time. They're going to keep doing that. Finds a little space to the outside. Evades a couple tackles. Finally brought down again by William Watson at the 30. So East Meck will once again get enough for a 1st and 10. Evading the pressure. Correction, that is number 18. And he is going to slide down. He'll gain 4. It'll be a 2nd down and 6 for East Meck. Number 18 on the scramble that time. His name, Jay DeSimone. And I believe somebody has once again lost a helmet. Stephen Bethay once again keeps his feet moving for a first down. East Mech bring up a 1st and 10 again for them. And again, the best looking drive they've had all night so far. Going back to basics, running a zone scheme on offense, running backs just picking an open gap. Mm-mm. Here's snap. DeSimone drops back to pass. Going for the near side, and it's going to fall incomplete. Had a shot there to get some points on the board. Receiver did an excellent job readjusting to the pass, but it still falls incomplete there. So it'll be a 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. With 2:53 left to go here. As I am able to, fans, I will do my best to give you some score updates across the county here. DeSimone lines up. A lot of bodies for East Meck on that far side. One receiver down low. Handoff again goes to Bethay, and Bethay is wrapped up in the backfield for a loss for the first time this half. It's a loss of 4. It'll be a 3rd down and 14. Demarion Stokes in on the tackle for Monroe. Currently, one score update I can give you, Sun Valley and Parkwood, they do not have a scorer listed. So if we get that information, we will pass it along to you. And there is a penalty flag down on this play before it can get going. Let's see what the White Hat calls here. Is a false start called against East Meck. It'll back them up another 5. So it'll now be 3rd down and 19 for the Eagles. 3rd down and 19 for East Meck. Here's the snap. DeSimone looking far side. Steps up in the pocket. He's got some room to run. He's going to slide down near the original line of scrimmage. They're going to mark him 2 yards short. So it'll be a 4th down and 12 now. A score update down in Marshville. Forest Hills is beating the Community School of Davidson 23-0. And it is halftime there. Stepping back, throws off his back foot. Something Burn down the near side. Makes a couple Eagles miss, and he's going to return this thing all the way out to the 45 as the 3rd quarter ends. Monroe leads 56-0, and it'll be Monroe football to start the 4th quarter here when we come back. What? Back to the action on the field. Braden Graceffa steps in at quarterback here for Monroe. The clock has started, and it is a handoff this time to number 14. That is Malachi Gaddy. And he's going to gain a yard. So it'll be 2nd down and 9 for Monroe. All right, handoff goes back to Gaddy. Gaddy's going to find some space on the near side, spins around, and he's going to get this thing close to a 1st down. They are going to give it to him. That'll move the chain. So Monroe will have it 1st and 10 again. Malachi Gaddy, the senior running back for this squad. A big, big effort guy. I've taught him in a class, and he is a really talented young man. Handoff to Gaddy again that time. He's going to be tackled in the backfield for loss of 2. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 with just over 10 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Second down and 12 now for Monroe. Dual twin set. Graceffa is going to pull it and keep it for himself. Graceffa makes a couple Eagles miss, and he is loose down the far side. He is finally going to get knocked out of bounds at about the 21. Big conversion that time. It'll bring up another 1st and 10 for Monroe. 9:24 and rolling here in the 4th quarter. Again, folks, I'm sure some of you probably get tired of me saying it, but I really want to take my hat off and salute every young student here at Monroe High School that helps put on these live streams. We work, we do practice days, training days for varsity soccer, JV football. We get them out here whenever we can, and we are extremely blessed to be able to do this for you guys here at Monroe High. And I hope that you would follow us on our Instagram, our Facebook, and on YouTube, RedHawk Broadcasting Club. All your support, folks, I can't stress enough, is so much greatly appreciated. Here's the snap. Graceffa hands it off that time. Number 33 for Monroe. That is Demarion Stokes. He gets a good gain. Good gain of 6 that time. It'll be 2nd down and 4. Mm-hmm. 8:04 and rolling off that clock. Handoff to Demarion again. Comes to the near side, trying to find the edge. He will get enough for a RedHawk 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal. Tried to see if he could turn it up. He couldn't find the space to break it off and get the touchdown, but he did get enough for the 1st down. 1st and goal, Monroe. They're going to break the huddle here. Here's a snap. Hands the ball off. Stokes is met after a short gain. Second and goal for Monroe. Handoff to Marion. He makes the defender, would have tackled him in the backfield, miss, makes a couple more miss, and he plows his way in. That is a Monroe touchdown. Adds 6 more to the score. Demarion Stokes keeps his feet moving, fights through contact, and it ends in another Red Hawk touchdown. Brandon Nahara is set to kick the extra point. We are at 5:55 and rolling here in the fourth quarter. Nahara's kick is up, and it's good. Add one more to that score. So it'll be 63 now for Monroe. .450 and rolling. And last year, like I said, the last time these two teams played, we beat East Meck 70-0 at their house. Here on homecoming, we are officially a touchdown away from duplicating that success from last year. This coming week, we will unfortunately not be giving you live coverage of Monroe football. We will be on the road, a business trip right across the county in Indian Trail, North Carolina, to take on Porter Ridge in the National Guard appreciation game. Both teams get camo jerseys and kind of a different atmosphere. Carlos Flores is set to kick this ball away for Monroe. And the ball falls off the tee. He's going to set it back on there, and we'll try this kick again. Fielded on the hop by number 14 on the far side. Again, that is John Crowder. And Crowder's going to be met and brought down. It'll be a 1st and 10 for East Meck. Clock continuing to roll. We got 3:06 left. Three receivers near side. Here's the snap, trying for the screen pass. Gets it out to number 3. He's met in the backfield, and they're going to hang on and tackle him for a loss. Number 22 in coverage for Monroe. That was Jameer Allison, holding onto his legs and keeping him locked up for the loss on a play. Folks, we are at 2 minutes left in the game. Again, if you like what you see here, we're going to start doing a whole lot more than just live football coverage. We've got elected officials in all sorts of positions now. Jasmine Davis, the program director, Vanessa Capote, our head scriptwriter, Brandon Perkins, our social media director, and Jessica Garcia Paez as our creative director for the entire club. I do hope that you all follow us on our Instagram, follow us on our Facebook, follow the YouTube channel, and stay up to date on all the stuff that these award-winning RedHawks are building here at Monroe High School. With a minute 20 left in the game, 3rd and 11 now for East Meck. And they are getting a play from the sideline. Again, it's really, really tough to be on the bad side of a scoreboard like this. But everybody's got to work through adversity. I am proud of both teams for not losing their composure. It's really easy to do in games like this when it gets so far out of hand. I'm proud of the maturity level of both teams here tonight. Big pass play over the middle is caught by number 3 for East Meck. James Bailey on the catch. It'll be enough for East Meck first down, but with 22 seconds and rolling here, East Meck in no hurry. I'm not entirely sure if they're going to get another playoff. They might. Here's 10, 9, 8. They will try for one more. Here on 1st and 10, dropping back to pass. Finds a receiver along the near side. Time has expired. Ladies and gentlemen, your final here on homecoming. Monroe 63, East Meck 0. Again, congratulations to our homecoming queen, Kamari Williams. Congratulations again to our homecoming king, Tyree Marsh. I want to thank everyone again for tuning in tonight. You don't know what your support means to these students. Thank you for supporting the Red Hawk Broadcasting Club. Thank you for supporting Monroe High School Athletics. We hope you've enjoyed the show. We'll catch up with y'all the next home game. We'll have a couple weeks off. We'll get some kinks worked out, but we'll be back here again in a few weeks. I'm Hayden McAteer for Jasmine Davis, for Brandon Perkins, for the whole crew here at the Red Hawk Broadcasting Club. Thank you all, and good night.